something that really struck me when I was a kid, and we were up in Boston, and I don't know if it was Boston or New York or someone out east. We had stopped for breakfast. We were on a family trip, and there was a man having an epileptic seizure in the streets. And my dad, we were comfortably sitting down for breakfast, and he went out and he helped the man and assisted the man. There was no 911 back then. Somebody had to call the ambulance, and he left his family, and then we're on vacation to go assist this man. They had no idea who he was and would never see him ever again, never even know if he made it or whatever. But he did what he could at that moment in time.
This is really an important thing that my dad taught me, and one of the most important things to him is tithing. And this is a little off subject, but he actually one year went to the bank and borrowed money from the bank at the end of the year in order to meet his tithe. So that is a lesson that was certainly not lost on any of the members of our family. So when we were teaching our kids, we always talked with them about how you handle money, because unfortunately they don't learn a lot of that in school. And so we always said the first 10% of your money is God's. That money goes directly to God.
Bob is involved in things overseas. And Bob started a project, I don't know, maybe 20 years ago, to build houses in El Salvador. And he got the concrete forms from somebody here in town. Then he went down to El Salvador and found somebody there. And that's probably 20 years ago. And they're still building concrete houses for the poor people in El Salvador.
W. Clement Stone once said that they called it the boomerang theory. You can't outgive what will come back to you. It all comes back.
This is a pretty much a lottery that we won when we were born, that we're in the United States, and we're ahead of 99.9% of the people that have ever lived on the face of this earth. I think the challenge for all of us is to really appreciate it and not take it for granted.
And he started working in Africa, kind of picking up a project that my father had, and working over there. And it was probably 20 years ago, somewhere in there. And I was out of town, and he called me and he said, "I need to see you." And so I flew back and met Bob at the airport. And I said, "Well, what's the deal?" Turn that off early. He said, "I've got to go to Sudan." "They're killing my people." And he said, "I may not return." And he sat down and laid out all the things that he wanted me to do for him if he did not return. There wasn't concern by him for his life. That's my brother.
All this blood from our hands, and all this hatred